I'm recapping my day to Torian, right? And I'm just like, okay, so I took these pictures and I'm getting people who are like responding to me, and I look at stuff and the post that I make with my Brittany pictures, like it is 3 times the amount of engagement from when I just post regular stuff. I'm just like, what? Okay, like, is it because it's my face? Is it because like I don't post myself that often? Like, why are people engaging with this thing? I don't know, but so I share that with Torian. I'm Tammy Gordon. I am an entrepreneur, business owner, mother, wife, all the things. But I'm co-owner to an organization called Greenwood Seneca, which is really just in service of retelling untold Black stories. Is also the parent company of a media production company, the Brick TV, and a government contracting service company, Del Richardson and Associates. And then I get to manifest all of that into an executive role at Blavity Org Foundation.
I love it. And can you tell us what your experience was like working with us?
Yes, it pushed me to the limit. No, it was amazing. I had no idea what to expect. And given my own sort of like, what do I do with content? Why do I need pictures? Why are they valuable? And what I really feel like I learned from both my relationship with you, Brittany, but also just like the way that you structure the experience is allowing photos and our message to be in service of other people. And so it's not so much about you, the individual, though, like, yes, it will promote your business. Like I've definitely gotten more engagement with the things that I care about and do, but that there's a way to really enhance and showcase your values through quality everything, right? And images should also be a part of that story. I think I learned the value of that and how like having a quality package, which is a mission, a brand value statement, and also photos that represent all of who I am can really act in better service of other people.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love that we were able to combine so much of your experience, your knowledge, your expertise, and also your personality to really build upon now like your visual representation of, you know, who you are, what you're about, and who you want to impact. Like, why is it that you even show up, you know, and how it just impacts not just your businesses, but, you know, the first and foremost thing that I think is so important for you is being able to bring awareness to things that you care about. So I love that we were able to do that. And I'm just excited to see how much more you utilize your content to share your message.
I'm going to get there. And I will say, Brittany, you and your team, you gave me and my team, because also like you allowed my team to be a part of the experience, but you gave a lot of freedom and permission for me to just be me in like all aspects of that. And so that took a lot of like bringing in stuff that would make all of that make sense. But the framework in which I assume you work with everybody this way, but I'm going to take it special for Tammy. The way that you created space for like all of those things and created really dynamic experiences within the photos, dynamic experiences like within what we captured is also just super valuable, because it could have been different, right? It could have been static. It could have been like, we're doing this thing and that thing, but like everything from the details of a pen to a photo to like the space we were in, like all of that was super thoughtful. And it made an experience that was like initially a bit intimidating and unfamiliar for me, like a lot more fun. And so I really value that you created that space.
Oh, thank you. I'm just so happy that you chose me and that like we were able to give you a great experience. And I'm so happy that you allowed me to also like, you trusted me on the location space, because I know you had a few locations that you were like, oh, I want these. And I was like, yeah, no. And I think like the location that we chose for you, our first location, like that was just like amazing. I feel like it was really like your personality, and it fits so well with the different props that you brought that told your story and that also shared the message that, you know, you were wanting to convey and bringing awareness and light to a lot of the things that you care about. So I love that. And then the library photos worked out well too.
Hey, we met in the middle with that crazy library chase. It happened.
We did it. We did it. Oh my God. That's like so good for reality TV. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Like, I think we're in the wrong place, but we're going to find the new one and make it work.
Oh my gosh. The right one. Oh my gosh. There's so many Los Angeles public libraries.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's talk about your fear. What was your fear in booking, before booking? Because we had been a year in the making, like talking, or like connecting. But what was that initial fear? And how did you overcome that? So what was the fear with booking? And then how did you overcome that?
2 or 3-fold. So I saw your work through someone else in my network, and I was like, these pictures are super dope. I want those. What? But then I was like, well, what do I use them for? The woman that I saw who had engaged with you had started her own business, and she was like using the photos to promote her brand. I said, well, I don't want to engage in this and promote someone else's vision, right? Like, I don't want this to be about the company I work for solely. Like, I really wanted to capture all the things that I'm doing. I think it took me some time to reconcile, like, all of my identities are fine. Like, I can be a business owner and also hold a job and also have a board seat. Like, I can do all of those things and have those show up somewhere. So I think one was just like reconciling my own stuff, and feeling like I was in a place where I wanted to show all of those pieces of me. And then I think it was just like, okay, well, why not? Like, what's the risk in having them, even if you don't have a full plan? I'm learning through like all of my coaching engagements, like, it's just about a step, Tammy. Stop trying to have the whole thing planned out. Because that's also one of the fears. It was just like, well, what do I do? And where do I post them? And then where do they go? And are they going to live just in the cloud somewhere? Like, I'm going down this rabbit hole. Versus just do it and then see what happens, and spend some time to invest in your own message. Because if you really are a vehicle for voices of others or voices of people who may not be able to share, then you're doing a disservice by not creating platforms to share their stories on. So a lot of it was reconciling. And then I think timing was the other piece, but it was getting over my own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. I think that's, everyone has a journey of being able to like, okay, like, I'm ready now, right? Whether that's like, you just need to get over an insecurity, or you just need to come into reckoning with like, I have a message to share and I want to be able to get it across to even more people. I'm ready to be all the different facets of who I am and to show that and share that. So that's amazing. How did you feel after the experience, or like even during your photo shoot, or just like after you saw your photos? Like, what were the initial feelings? Like, was it?
Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's cool. Like, all of that is in there. So like I said before, I was intimidated by the experience because I had never done anything like this before. Having your team, having my team to like just be there. The music was also just like, all of that helped the vibe. Yeah. And then it was just cool. Like, being able to see them in real time, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know. Like, everyone's like, quirky, I'm awkward. Like, I know I got my own stuff. And so I don't want that part to come across. I want to come across as me, but also like not superficial. And so the fact that quality and beauty of the whole thing, like the aesthetic of the thing, and then also like placing myself in that, wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Like, once I saw it, I said, oh, okay, like, you can look human and quote unquote regular, but like also be elevated and do that in a way that feels really good and is also fun. I was really unfamiliar with the process. I've never had photo. I think the first time I had real photos done was when I got married, and like, we don't even have those photos. So this is just not a space that I sit in very, very normally. Yeah. So it was just sort of leaning into like this, okay, we're in it, let's do it. And it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I know for you, like you are a lover of history and telling stories. And if anything, you've got a really great story and you've got a really great history with these photos, just being able to go back to them and just like seeing like, oh my gosh, like where you've come from, like who you are, how you developed, how you've grown, like that in itself, I feel like is so powerful for you, especially since like you haven't, like you said, you've never really done anything like this other than your wedding photos, which is like, you're supposed to do that for your wedding. But even just to have these photos, and of course, like I know with like being a mom and like being a busy woman, like sometimes we just forget to put ourselves in the narrative, we forget to put ourselves in a photo, right? Or to tell our stories or to kind of be able to have the different identities, right? From separating ourselves from being a mom and an entrepreneur and an executive, or a career woman. So, and then just being Tammy, like being quirky Tammy, which makes you so unique, so that's also just super important. So I'm so glad that you have now these beautiful images that you can do whatever you want with them.